the gents are working hard. You know, the mood is good in camp, and we are excited and looking forward for the weekend's match. Very important match for us as players. Very important for the club, and we know what we have to do. Thank you.
Same in the same line. One more week. We're happy after the managed to qualify to the next round in the previous tournament, and now really looking to have the opportunity to face SuperSport and have the chance to reduce the distance in the table with them, and fully motivated, and we're gonna be more than prepared.
We'll now take questions from the floor. As per norm, we've got a roving mic. Please identify yourself as well as the media company you represent prior to asking your question. Are there any questions from the floor?
Coach Benjamin Miranda, Football Live. My question is simple, Coach. This is more or less like a top of the table clash. The 3 points, as you have said, close the gap on the second position, but also fighting for that Champions League spot. How important is this game? Is it like a cup final to you, or is it just like any other game, as you have normally said, you take one game at a time?
We will play finals until the end. In the league, in the Netbank, every game is going to be crucial for all of us in the league. The ones who are playing for the relegation, the ones who are playing for the top positions, for the possibility to play in Africa next season, and it goes without saying that for Pirates it's very important to find ourselves in that position in the end of the season. There's more teams fighting for the same objective with us in this moment, and SuperSport is the one with more advantage. So, like I said, it's an opportunity to get 3 points, and at the same time that our immediate opponent is not getting the points. That's it. So when we don't play against them, we are waiting and expecting that they don't get it in their own games. This time is our opportunity to do it ourselves, and don't lose that opportunity to reduce the distance. It's simple like this. We don't have to check our phones the day after to see what's doing the opponent. We have the chance to do it ourselves, to get the 3 and make sure that they don't. So that's all. After that game, whatever happened, still a lot of games to play. So is a final? No, it's not a final. There's still much more games to play and a lot of points to play, but it's one of those moments of the season that will determine probably where we are in the end.
Do we have any further questions? May I ask that you just raise your hand so that I don't have to continuously ask every other question if you have a question. Noted. Is there anyone else? Noted at the back. Also,
Coach, from the speed times. The first game in Tshwane, I think they had like 28% position, no shots on target, and Gavin Hunt said you guys were going to chase for the title at that point. Do you expect a similar SuperSport United coming just to defend at Orlando Stadium, or do you prepare for something else going into this game?
The game you mentioned, it was played, I think, the 21st of August or somewhere there. It's been a long time since that fixture. I think both teams experience different kind of evolutions. It's true that SuperSport used to be usually the same team, the same style. It changed a bit depending on the profiles that they can put on the field, but it's a big opportunity for both teams. So I don't expect conservative SuperSport at the same time, because they have a chance as well to make a big gap in between both, and if they don't take it, it's gonna be long the rest of the season. So I think it's gonna be I don't want to say pound to pound, but they need to do something else than defense for sure. Even though again, they are a very well organized team. They know what they do in the transitions. They know how to occupy the box very well, and they have excellent players in attack. So I think it's going to be a nice game. I hope it's going to be a nice game with alternatives for both, and yeah, we're going to try to obviously reduce their strengths as much as possible. But I think it's a different game we are much more close both to the objective, so that's going to play also during the 90 minutes. That game that you mentioned was in the beginning, and I think we were both teams looking and trying to find our style, our way to do the things, even though, like I said, SuperSport and Gavin is a very experienced coach, and yeah, they know very well what they do, and it's very, very profitable for them.
Coach, Sia from Kickoff. Coach, I understand Terence took a bit of a knock in the previous game, as well as...
I didn't understand so well, sorry.
Sorry, I understand Terence took a bit of a knock in the previous game.
Yeah.
As well as Kemet. In terms of returning to training, being involved, how involved have they been?
They're fully involved.
Thanks. Sabo from ENCA. You are also going to be coming up against your teammate, as in Zakelele Pasa, in terms of preparing and trying to obviously stop their attack. Does it help that you are coming up against someone that you know very well? Thanks.
Yeah, first, we don't know who they're going to play. We will see on match day before kickoff. But to answer your question, yeah, we played with Ziggs, we know him very well. But I don't think it'll make such a big difference, because he's playing with new teammates, new pattern of play, new style of play. So ours is to prepare for them collectively, prepare for them so that we make sure that we utilize our strengths and make sure that we stop their strengths against us. So yeah, look, we're looking forward to seeing him. One of our own. But yeah, the focus right now is preparing the team to make sure that we get the 3 points.
Buenos dias, Coach. Coach,
Buenos dias.
On Saturday you played 120 minutes. Would you say that game, despite the fact that it went to extra time, it gave you an idea in terms of your squad, manage, fitness, mental strength, going ahead with the preparations for this upcoming match against SuperSport?
Yeah, well, it was we experienced at a difficult moment. I know you just measure the difficulties in terms of the level of the team that you have in front of you, but football is much more complex than that. And we experienced a difficult moment, but we did it there together, and we managed to solve the situation together. We all suffer. It's a fact. There was a difficult moment in the second half, but we managed to overcome the difficulties. That's, for me, like I said after the game, I'm an optimistic person. So I try to take the positive, and the positive is, again, we did it together. Other teams didn't, and we did it. So in the long term, it's going to help us as a group. We always grow in difficult moments in our life, and football is not exceptional. And mentally, physically also understand that we can play that time, 120 minutes chasing one goal, do it before the penalties. There's a lot of positive things out of the game. Do I want to play extra times? No. Obviously, I would like to finish the games early. But we managed to do it, again, to do it together, and it's going to be helpful until the end in terms of mentality. Then the fitness, obviously, the players who play 120, well, maybe they need some certain adjustments this week in terms of load, because it's not frequent that you have to play 30 more minutes in the games, but everything was positive. It was the scenario that we were looking for. No, we rather to finish the game in 30 minutes, 3-0 in the half time, and that's it. But it was not. But again, we found a difficult scenario, and we managed to solve the problems that we found there. And I think it's going to be, like you said, in terms of mentality and as an experience as a group, because maybe we are in the same scenario in 20 days or in 20-something days against our next opponent in a knockout game. So everything was positive in the end, obviously, because we got the result. So we are more prepared this week than the last week.
From Sports. Coach, this one is just out of my curiosity. I'm seeing teams reducing the age group of the age bracket of players. Oh, come on, Coach. we know that you've just settled into the country. You're adapting with the style of play and everything. Can you give us your philosophy around the age group, the usage of the youth? Because now we're seeing the age has drastically dropped from the last time we spoke about the age, we're speaking about the 18-year-old, now it has gone down to 16. Where's your headspace around youth incorporation and your philosophy around the age bracket?
Without going so deep, the age is just a number in the end, and in football is the same. I have not so much, but I have to answer in two different ways this question. As a European, the age nowadays is not a problem anymore, and the reason is the level of knowledge of the players there with 17, 18 years old, about not only about understanding of the game, also sport education, let's say, how to become a professional football player, how early they start to live like a professional football players in the elite academies. And probably here we have more difference in between the clubs and the teams in the academies. We're trying to do the things in that way here, so the players can arrive at the stage of 18, 17, 19, 20 years old, well prepared to do the step without any doubt or afraid of fail, because it's easy to make numbers, it's easy to play young players, and for me as a coach could be also nice to play, every time I can introduce one player when the result is done, and then I get the numbers, and you can say that Riveiro is really pushing the youngsters. But we need to play those guys when they are ready to make an impact and have continuity, not just a hope. We need to be sure, and we need to prepare those guys to have a long career, and it's not that easy, like just play them and let's see what happens. But as a philosophy, I don't care so much if it's 30 or if it's 20 or if it's 18, as long as I feel that can be helpful for the club, for the future of the club, and yeah, that's basically. But they need to be prepared. Otherwise, like I said, it's just looking for a personal record in the end, and I'm not looking for that.
You asked for a question, you recognize. If you're not going to take it, then can you? That guy's next. Then take it.
Coach, Tabiso being a bit on the fringes, is it because of his fitness levels, or is Makgopa giving you something else at right fullback?
No, Tabiso is ready to play. He was on the bench, if I'm not mistaken, last 2 games. But yeah, we play Paseka in the right, but if we play him, it's because he can play there, and he can. I think it's not the first time in the football history that a left football player is playing the right. I'm not innovating, and yeah, obviously he can give us different strengths. Tabiso was playing a lot early in the season when we played with 2 wingbacks, and Tabiso and Joto were there in that position in most of our games. Sandu them coming after injury as well. Now we are playing in a different shape, and we're trying to find the the players who can help us the best in every role. And then there are moments also, Monjane is coming after injury. It takes time sometimes to get the proper rhythm, to be prepared, to go full. And he's a very important player for us, and he's gonna be in the future a very important player for us. But it's the same that, like I said, about the youngsters before. We need to play the players when we feel that they are 100% ready to play, and they are fighting for the minutes, and not just throw them on the field and see what happened. And that's what we try to do. And Tabiso is doing the things well. And in the last game, for example, when we changed our shape again, his contribution in the right was crucial for us in order to open the field, to be vertical and threatening there in the lateral corridor, and you're gonna see Tabiso in the future as well on the field, hopefully.
Vincent from SABC News. To the coach and the captain, with Sundowns winning yesterday, it simply means that Pirates mathematically is out of winning the league title. Now my question is, when the season started, we saw what happened with the MTN 8, Pirates won it, and it seemed as if you had what it took to match Sundowns pound for pound to finally end Sundowns' dominance. Why do you think during the course of the season you lost out on the league race? Where do you think you lagged?
Obviously, we are so far from in terms of points. One of the reasons is we have to accept it also that they are doing an excellent job. I think they won 19 games, 19 victories already in the league. It's an excellent record, and sometimes happens that someone is just winning. That's one of the reasons why we are far. And then we do our own analysis. It's not my role, obviously, analyze why they are getting those results. And I can say that I know why we are far. Obviously, imagine if I say that I don't know. I do know. I'm not gonna tell you. There's multiple reasons. There's not only one reason. There were periods where we couldn't manage to get the average of points per month or per week or per 2 weeks that Pirates is supposed to get. We have a first part of the season where we were, without any discussion, the better team in the MTN during the whole trophy. In every game we played there, but we couldn't maintain the same level of performance in the league. And in that period, we gave an advantage to our opponents that we couldn't recover anymore. It's a fact. But yeah, we know the reasons. We are working on it. But now we are focusing in the challenges that we have ahead of us, which is get that second position, badly with all of our strength to finish there, because it's the maximum that we can achieve this season. And in the end of the season, we will have time to analyze and realize the way that we can reduce that gap. That is a fact already.
I mean, look, from the players' point of view, the coach has already said, when the season started, we undoubtedly, we were the better team throughout the first competition, which was MTN 8. And after that, we sat down, we had team meetings, we analyzed, and we saw why we didn't have the same consistency in the league. We do know the reasons, and we've been working hard on those reasons. We also do know that this is our first season together with the coach and the technical team with the style of play. So we are building, building something concrete and solid that will help us in the future. But like the coach has said, right now at this moment, our focus is finishing with the Champions League spots and making sure that we compete in that space in the near future.
We'll take the final 2 questions. So for your hand up.
It's covered.
Okay. Anyone else? Behind you.
Coach, just to follow up on my colleague's question around evidence. We saw him last week. He played, provided an assist. How close is he from being a regular and starting matches now?
Difficult to say how close. The important thing is that he came in and he contributed. He's helping us. Evidence is a example as a professional, as a human being. I have to say, it's working hard every day, very humble. He's never complaining about lack of minutes recently. There's many reasons. Again, he was injured in 2 different periods this season, so he couldn't have the continuity. But he's a high potential prospect as a number 9, and I'm 100% sure, without any doubt, that Evidence is gonna come to the party soon and make an impact soon in Pirates and in South African football, because he has the conditions. He just need to, as the rest of the team, rest of us, to be more consistent, and he's gonna get opportunities. It's about the guy and the moment of the team as well. We have to be fair. Sometimes we cannot expect that Evidence will come in a moment like difficult like that, and suddenly make win the game for us. He did a good job. He contributed. He was doing a fantastic job without the ball, and I hope in the future we can have the space for him to be more consistent in our start 11 and give him a proper chance to be regularly. That is difficult because we have, like I mentioned many times, in his position there's many possibilities for the coach, and that's why Evidence is not in the start 11, not because he's not doing enough. It's just because of me in this case that I'm taking other players in his position, but the guy is doing everything very well.
Any takers on the final question? Go once, going twice, and we've come to the conclusion of our press conference with coach and captain. We'll be joined shortly by 2 players for one-on-ones. Thank you.